Gotta get the dogs in, gotta get the dogs in. What's up, YouTube, man? Welcome back, man. Sorry about the delay. I have not been dropping. My damn brush done dropped. Now I gotta keep the dogs right. But yeah, man, I have not been dropping, man. I've been on the road and just been going. I just been really busy, man. Like, real talk. I'm talking about my job and kicking my ass, and plus the video making too. I got so much to tell y'all, but today we got a review with the Canon Beast Mode EOS R versus the Canon R6. And why do I think you should still stick to the EOS R versus the R6? But man, screw all that, man. Let's get into the review. We're gonna talk about it. We'll learn more about it today. This is my boy, Elite Productions, man, CEO, also a cameraman for Rubber Band Gang Inc., man. And we're going hard. We got some new heat coming on the way, so we're gonna bring some attention to Alabama, man. And y'all show y'all love in the comments and drop your thoughts about what camera you think is better today. But other than that, let's get to it. So let me go ahead and tell y'all on why I decided to get the EOS R. I upgraded from a Nikon D3400. Everybody already know that. I did a review on that. I'm gonna put the link in the description just in case you want to check out that camera as well. But I upgraded to the Canon EOS R because for the price point for the camera and everything it came with, you know, I really just felt like it was a dominant camera, and I really just feel like that the camera would really be one of the best cameras on the market, even competing with the R6 and the R5. It's probably top 3 in my book. I'm really a Canon shooter now. Even though I switched from Sony and Nikon, Canon just on the go right now, man. And this is why I really feel like the EOS R stands out, just because of the mirrorless body and what comes inside of its small package. And you know, also by it being a compact camera, the flip out screen was just incredible. Like now I can see myself on the recorder versus my Nikon. It's not over here. Oh, right there. See the Nikon. Versus the one I did last time in the review. Probably not gonna focus. There you go. Anyway, but you get what I'm saying. So this camera ain't had no flip out screen. You know, it's just a standardized DSLR camera. Really don't got too much to come. It definitely can get you through it, but as you become better in the filmmaking process, you know you gotta step up and step the game up. So the EOS R definitely helped me take my game up to a whole new level. Not to mention it has C-Log as well. And you know, the C200 has that feature, but they decided to put C-Log on a small mirrorless camera like this, which is another plus for the EOS R. But let's get into this R6 review. First off, the only difference right now that I really see is you don't have 120 frames per second in 1080p versus the Canon EOS R has 720 and 120 frames per second. Also, 30. It had this with this camera. This is my camera, by the way, the Canon EOS R. It has 30.3 megapixels versus the R6 is 20.1 megapixels. So, you know, really, 20.1 is not bad at all. People think it's bad just because I got 30 and the R6 has 20.1. The picture gonna come out just as well. What that really means is you want to print out, let's say, a copy of your work, something like that. The more pictures you have inside your photo, or the more detail you have inside your photo, you can print out larger pictures. That's really all that means for real. So you're gonna get the same amount of quality. Just the more you zoom in, the 20.1 megapixels might lose more quality than the 30.2. But also it has 4K and 62, so 4K 60 frames per second versus this one. This only goes to the 4K 30 frames per second, which then once again is not bad at all. This one has 1080p and 60 frames per second, which is far enough good for me. I mean, I really don't feel like 120 frames per second is such, you know, even though I love 120 frames per second, I really don't feel like it's just such a major loss for this camera. Just also considering the price point it came around of, you know, it's not the Canon 1DH Mark II. Well, I think it's better than the Canon 1DH Mark II, but it's not that, you know. It's just Canon had to cut out some features, so they won't make this camera the powerhouse like the R5. And everybody know the R5 had, you know, all type of shit going on. But the R6 and the R6 really nothing but a little upgrade from the R. But it's not enough to make me want to go spend another $2,000 for another camera that's just as capable as the Canon EOS R. So you know, it really depends on what you shoot and what you really prefer. You know, Like, if you really feel like you need 120 frames per second, you go right ahead and you go, you know, shoot that, or go ahead and buy it. If you really feel like you need 60 frames per second for 4K, you know, you go ahead. But one thing that Canon R6 is missing that the EOS R has is the higher bitrate. And the R shoots way higher bitrate when it comes to editing. It has 1080p, 23 frames per second, all-eye, and it also has IBIS as well. So, you know, all-eye really gives you that more grading encoding when you're looking for all that data. It gives you more data when you're editing versus the R6. It only has ISB, and which is not bad. It's basically the standard 23 frames per second, but you know, the R, you can get into more detail when it comes to grading those videos and getting them out and getting more data out your footage. And you know, and I like that right there. I think it's really a big upgrade trying to get, you know, the 6, you know. Look, wait shit.
Bruh. Wow.
You feel me? Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal to even upgrade to a 6. If anything, I would take a step to get the 5, but the 5, you know, is a little bit out of my price range. And also, I really don't need the 5. Like, for the work I do, I don't even think my clients, I mean, of course they'll love it, but they won't love the price. I'm going to tell them, like, if I shoot them, you got 8K, well, you paying some money. Oh, yeah. So, you feel me? There's really no point for me to get that camera right now. I'm definitely probably going to get it further down the line if I get into some more higher clientele work. But the clients that I'm shooting now, yeah, like commercials and stuff, you know, small, maybe small business commercials or small promos, basically commercial work, you know, high detail work. I'll probably get a camera like that. But other than that, this camera right here works just as fine for me. And I feel like anybody that purchases this camera will be just as satisfied as having an R6 or having an R5. And you should not sell this camera. If anything, I would keep this as a second camera. If you do decide to upgrade, just get this as a second camera. It's not worth trying to, you know, sit down right now. With all the features that come with, just like a little lack of features like 720p, shooting in 120 frames per second, that ain't bad, man. Matter of fact, when you were struggling back in the day, I know, for instance, my Nikon, it been plenty of times I had to shoot a manual, you know, just to get the right focus, you know, turning the ring, you know, trying to make sure it's in focus. And, you know, just by me learning off this camera, it had me prepared for something like this that came through with me, you know, the 720p, 120 frames per second. I can work with my manual ring. I know how to get in focus now just because my Nikon taught me how to, you know, keep it in focus. And me and him both went through the struggle of shooting in manual. So we both know how it is, you know. I just still feel like it ain't like a big deal to go ahead and spend another $2,400 for another camera. And price point range, when this camera released, it was at $2,280, I think. $2,280, so $2,280 US dollars. And the Canon R6 retails for $2,400 and probably $60 maybe. I might be wrong. I'm gonna put the links in the description so I can really see the price on Amazon. Paying big boy money. Yeah, you feel me? So you basically paying $5,000 for the body and the damn lens. I mean, it's really not bad. Most definitely for the price you're getting, $5 for 8K. Shit, man. Most cinema cameras, I don't think have 8K. Let's get like a higher grade cinema camera. So you know you're getting a pretty decent deal, pretty decent budget for the R5. Yeah, very compact. So you basically got a fucking small cinema camera in a small rig like that. So, you know, that's really a plus. But the R5, like Peter McKendrick, shout out to Peter McKendrick, by the way. In his video, he was talking about the R5. He had overheating problems. But that was like the fake one, like the beta one, you know. Ain't the fake one, but it's the beta one, the test one. Yeah, the sample. So hopefully the real deal that comes out, you know, they fixed it. They fixed the overheating problem. The R6 did not have overheating problems. That was the beta one too that he reviewed. I'm gonna put his links in the description too if you want some more higher, you know, detail from both cameras. But as he was saying, the 6 don't really overheat. It's just the 5 because the CMOS sensors, all that data is trying to put into the 8K on that small sensor. Yeah, it probably got to cool down a little bit. But hopefully they fix it. So you know, man, that's what I'm saying. So other than that, man, I feel like we put a good piece of glass on this Canon EOS R. Shit, man, you can do any of the work with this camera. camera. This camera is, you know, film ready, it's music video ready, commercial ready, you know, it's a beast. And shit, we both got the same camera. Shit, you already see the color of this motherfucker. That's hard. Come on, focus in here now. There we go. Focus in. Yeah. That be hard. I don't got no light over here. Bing. Got some light now. Yeah, that's hard right there. I just love it. And he has an ND filter on as well. It just make it look even more better with the skin. I put all that in the description. The flip out screen. Oh yeah. And this is camera, by the way. I'm shooting this video off of Canon EOS R. So, and my setup, you know, I got a whole nice little setup right. But yeah, I'll shoot this whole video off my Canon EOS R. So, you know, the quality, these boys are a beast, man. I wouldn't even want to trade this camera right now. This camera's gonna get me through a lot of work in the future, and I already know it's gonna do me good. You know, and it comes with an electric viewfinder. Oh yeah, the Canon EOS R6 does not have the Try to come in a bit closer. There we go. It has like the R has a screen, but the 6 has a turn wheel like this one. So the 6 has a turn wheel, but to be honest, I really don't care about neither. I mean, I like the screen on the Canon EOS R, but I mean, I feel like for the 6, I really feel like they shouldn't even took this wheel off, like without the screen off. They should have kept the screen on the 6. It's still $2,400, but they want to go with a turn wheel. I guess they want to save some money. I mean, I feel like if it's gonna be an upgrade from the R, it should have still had the screen. But I'm not tripping like that. They did remove get back closer. Yeah. They did remove it's not want to focus. There we go. They did remove the little touch bar right there. Right there, you can see it. They removed the little touch bar. They put a joystick right there, which I'm so glad they did, because it's probably the only thing I don't like about this camera, the touch bar. I think it's stupid. It's not a cell phone, it's the camera. They should have just kept the little joystick. We both got this camera and we don't even like it. Like when I first tried it, you know, cause when I get my camera, I like setting my cameras up. So I like it. And when I first got it, I was like, what the hell is this? I was trying to slide over and shit like that's not what I need. The touchscreen by itself is far enough more than what I need. I love my touchscreen. When I need to find that focus point, you tap the screen, it finds it right there and there. And like I said, throw a good piece of glass on this motherfucker, shit, you're gonna be straight. Yeah, so like that's the only thing probably really did. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed the review. You know, drop your comment below and you tell me whether you think the Canon EOS R is better or worse, or you think it is a good upgrade to the R6. Let me know. I know it's not to the 5, but let me know it's for the 6. And also leave this channel a thumbs up, man. If you really like this video, you know, drop a comment and share and subscribe. Check my boy page out, We Up Now Productions. I'll be dropping his link in there as well. And also, man, y'all stay safe in this pandemic. And stay tuned. And you know I gotta do it. It's an airplane.